Well, sunny evening here at the Rec Center, Logan, West Virginia. Got Chapmanville Regional High School taking on Scott. Girls softball this evening. Coach May, Chris Kidd, Kevin Jones, J.J. Pruitt with you. Get all the action here. Softball action on the D&D Sports Network. Want to start out thanking all of our sponsors, as always. Freeman Funeral Home, J&J Auto Wash, Rebound Physical Therapy, Blessings and Blooms, Mountaineer Buildings, Chief Roadhouse, 1910 Restaurant, Logan Bank and Trust, Southern West Virginia Community College, Trend Services, and Diamond Flagging Company. Chris Kidd, do you know anything about these two teams? I know you know a little bit about Chapmanville. You're a Chapmanville guy.
Yeah, again, this Chapmanville club, they've gotten off to a 2-3 start this season. And, again, it's been a very tumultuous off-season coming into this season for these girls, and they play a very difficult schedule. But it's most importantly, obviously, with all the things going on with the program right now, it's good that these girls are getting to have a season right now while everything else gets situated. And this is a team that came very close to getting to the state tournament last year. Again, they were right on the verge of it and ended up getting knocked out by Winfield, who went on to win the state championship again. So Chapmanville's just kind of had an unlucky streak of being in the wrong place at the wrong time with some of the teams that have come through. But this is still a group that, even though they lost Chloe Murphy, their star pitcher last year, they've got a lot of talent on this team still. Very big hitting group with Evie Altizer, Peyton Lusk and company, and so I think you're going to see a lot of offense out of these girls this year. It's going to be a big thing if the pitching and the defense can hold up on the back end of it for them.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm like I said, I'm more in Kentucky. I'm not over this way a whole lot, but Logan County's always been really good at baseball, softball.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Logan County schools in general, and even Scott up in Danville, Madison, that area, they're always really good at softball, baseball. So, and I like doing softball. These girls, I said I wouldn't want to stand there and hit with those pitches. They look like they're coming 100 mile an hour.
Well, I have a funny one on that. Again, I had a friend in high school. Again, she was an all-state pitcher at Logan. And again, they won back-to-back state championships in 2001, 2002, so they were very legit. And she went on and pitched in college and everything, and I was making fun of her one day. I said, you know what? I said, I could hit that big grapefruit you throw up there and stuff. And she was getting madder and madder by the second. So she took me out the softball field, and second pitch, I knocked it off the wall in left center field. And I started cackling, laughing real loud. After that, 9 straight pitches, I was down.
Yeah.
It was over. I mean, did not see the ball after that.
Well, what is it? 60 foot.
Yeah.
From home plate to the pitcher's mound, and they got that big windup, and they release it. I noticed the other night, we watched 2 really good pitchers, a girl from Belfry, Molly Fahm, and then a little girl from Shelby Valley, and they release it from so many different levels, different areas.
It is. It's hard to pick up the ball.
Right. Coming underhanded. I mean, overhanded you kind of know, but that underhand, I don't know. I think it would be hard.
Yeah, because like you said, it's a different release. It's a different eye movement for you on where you're looking for the ball at, and it just throws you off. Like I think she got me on rise balls over and over again because I was used to the ball coming down. Now it's rise, and I'm just all over the place with it. So I was like, yep, these girls are really good.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So I had to shut up real quick.
Yeah, that ball started out about a foot high and end up at your eyeballs. So, but it's pretty fun to watch the softball is.
Oh, it absolutely is. Like I said, this will move.
Oh.
And this will have a lot of entertaining action in it. Like we said, softball is one of those sports that's always been fun to be around. You'll hear a lot of raucous energy here tonight. Again, both these sides rivals.
The dugout cheers are awesome. I mean, they all got their dugout chants and cheers going on. Why are they making fun of you? Put them down here on the headset.
Because Dawson Atkins is a punk, that's why. And he likes to talk junk.
Yeah, they can come down here and call the game, right? We can let them down here to call the game.
I know. I just have him draw a picture for me again. Maybe. He drew the funniest picture last year when I had him in class. I kept it. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's not on the fridge. It was on the desk, though. But, yeah, he was a offensive lineman for the Chapmanville Tiger football team, made it to the state semifinals this year.
Awesome year.
They did that an absolutely amazing year. Again, right now the starting lineup's being introduced. down on the field right now for both sides. So let's go ahead and take a look through both lineups here tonight for both Chapmanville and the Scott Lady Skyhawks, as Scott being introduced first now as a designated visiting team here this evening, while Chapmanville will be the home.
For Scott, you got shortstop, number 12, Cambry Beard, right fielder, number 44, Reagan Williams, left fielder, number 6, Hannah Miller. On the mound to be number 23, Ava Sampson. Playing first, number 15, Addie Griggs. At third base, be number 1, Caitlin Esbrandt. At center field, number 2, Ricky Bailey. Catcher, number 7, Whitley Esbrandt. And at second base will be number 16, Leighton Williams.
So again, those are the Scott Lady Skyhawks this evening as they finish being introduced. Then you look on the other side for the Chapmanville Lady Tigers. Again, it'll be Hannah Miller leading off and playing center field for the Lady Tigers. Then Maddie Farley, the second baseman, batting second. Batting in the 3 spot will be first baseman Zoe No Cheney. In the cleanup hole will be Ayla Vance, the catcher. Then batting fifth will be the pitcher, Peyton Lusk. In the 6th spot will be Megan Brown, the third baseman. Riley Miller will be in the 7 hole batting in left field, and playing left field, I should say. Brooklyn Bartram, the designated player. She'll be batting 8th in the lineup for Chapmanville. And then Maya Kirkendall, the shortstop, in the 9 spot, as Emma McNeely will be playing right field for the Lady Tigers.
I just learned something. That DP stands for designated player. That means a designated hitter, basically, right?
Yes. Yes.
See, they put DP on a lineup card somewhere, and I was like, what does that even mean? I thought it was a DH. I thought they made a writing error.
I was going to say, have you done volleyball, Coach?
Yes.
I was going to say, then, if you hadn't, I know you're going to have to get familiar with the libero position and everything.
The libero, and the honeypot, and I like them volleyball, actually.
Oh, yeah, volleyball's
volleyball
fun.
moves fast, and it's a lot of action, and those girls are athletic.
Yeah, that was the first thing I did in college whenever I was working with WMUL and those guys at the time. I was like, I don't know anything about volleyball. And then I got there, I was like, well, you pick it up.
Yeah, well, it's, Kevin Jones and I did just about all of Belfry's volleyball games, quite a few of Tug Valley's volleyball games. And there's some girls in the 15th region that can flat play. The little Riddle girl and the girl from Paintsville, they're so good. Guys, we're going to step away real quick for the playing of the national anthem. We'll be right back. And we're back here at the Chief Logan Recreational Center softball field. Beautiful, beautiful facilities up here. Chris Kidd, Coach May, Kevin Jones, J.J. Pruitt, once again bringing you the action here on the D&D Sports Network. This is the first time I've got to come up here and see these fields, but they are beautiful. They're legit, aren't they?
Yeah, the amount of work that's gone into it with Chad Akers and a lot of the other people that have been involved here at the rec center has been really incredible. Like even inside, again, the way they've moved around a lot of things. Again, they shrank the tennis courts as far as the amount that they have, so I wasn't pumped about that. But at the same time, they've talked about building on different facilities and everything for that as well. But it has been a very, very time-consuming project here and a very well-suited project here. Again, they're going to have a lot of things that they can host up here going forward, and they're working on a lot of different aspects as well. So if you haven't been up here to the Chief Logan Rec Center to check out some of this stuff, I mean, it's definitely worth your time.
I mean, they have a big full-size Olympic-sized swimming pool inside the building, and they have indoor tennis courts as well, right, as well as outdoor?
Yes, sir.
So, I mean, anything you want to do up here, they've got it.
Right now we're getting ready to get started here this evening between these two rivals as Scott comes in with a winning record at 3-2, Chapmanville at 2-3, trying to get back to 500 on the season. And we're ready to go as Peyton Luss, the senior, again, she is a University of Charleston committee going in next year, along with Evie Altizer for the Lady Tigers. And it'll be Cambry Beard, the shortstop, standing in first. We're glad you're with us here this evening on the D&D Sports Network as Lusk fires a fastball just off the plate, 1-0. Again, if you're new to softball, like we said, we ran through a couple of different scenarios as far as the distance between the mound and home plate. And you will notice the girls work a lot quicker than the boys do typically on the diamond, as that fastball on the inner half for a strike, 1-1.
Most girls don't waste any time. They get it and go.
Yep. Yeah, I've done the softball state tournament 4 or 5 years one time, and I tell you what, you'd be there for several games, but man, you'd be out of there no time, it felt like, when you got two good pitchers on the mound.
Oh, absolutely. Well, we watched the game the other night. Like I said, Belfry, Molly Fahm, and Chelsea, what was the little girl? Holbrook from Shelby Valley, an 8th grader. There was 3 hits the entire game. It was unbelievable. Fun to watch.
Now Lusk ahead 1-2, comes back with a changeup. That one misses low. And you can see the speed just fall off the table on that one, trying to get Beard to chase. Let's count now even at 2-2. Lusk raise yourself. Here comes the pitch. This one fisted towards the right side, sinking fast, but that's going to get just down and out of play as McNeely gave chase. So come back and do it all again here at 2-2. Again, this is a Chapmanville Lady Tiger program. Again, 6 state championships, all of those coming since 1999, most recently 2016. Again, definitely one of the most respected and revered programs in the state, as this one going to be chopped towards first base side, gets off of Cheney, and that'll be for an infield hit. We'll see how they scored at first, but that took a wicked hop on Cheney and caught her right in the forearm.
Well, you wouldn't really think of a bad hop on turf, but it had some spin on it, almost like a wedge shot in golf. When it hits the ground, that ball bounced funny.
Well, that did. That thing just came up and got right into her sternum almost while she's trying to make that play. And as you can see here on our cameras, again, it is more field turf as runner going on the first pitch. Vance fires down. Oh, and had her, but just off the glove of Kirkendall again. That was a great strike thrown by Vance, but unable to get Beard, and now a runner in scoring position for the Lady Skyhawks. So again, 2 missed opportunities here for the Lady Tigers to get the opening out here in this first inning.
Really good throw down to second.
And again, Ayla, she's been a top-notch catcher and softball player for quite some time. Again, her brother Colson played tennis on our team I had him for 8 years, so Ayla was around. She played tennis 1 year as well, and Ayla was a good tennis player, but her heart was always with softball. And so this is something that her mom, Deanna Pauley, she was a great softball player for Chapmanville back in the early 2000s, late 90s. So this has been a softball-heavy family for quite some time. Now here comes the 1-1 from Luss, squaring to bunt and pulling back is Williams. It's counting out of 1-2. You see Scott trying to manufacture a run here early. We got Dakota Dalton in the house now, too. Look at this, man. We got state champions, all sorts of people here. Got dignitaries in the house.
Oh,
Coach.
yeah.
And then you got me here. So.
And then there's us, right?
And then there's us.
That's lowly.
Williams fouls that bunt off, and that'll be out of play. So again, you can see the strategy on both sides here early. Again, Scott wanting to try and get on top here quick.
So there's no leadoffs in softball either, right? Like in baseball, you're allowed to lead off. Softball, you're not.
Correct. Yeah, so it's almost like Little League rules there. So, I mean, you're kind of putting puzzle pieces together and figuring it out as it goes along, as that one misses low. Good stop by Vance. So now the count runs full at 3-2, and figure Williams won't square the bunt now with 2 strikes on her.
I thought it was 3 balls, or 2-2, actually.
Yeah, I heard the home plate umpire say 3-2.
Yeah. So it counts full, right?
Yes, sir.
That's what I heard him say.
Here comes the payoff pitch from Lusk. Fastball freezes Williams and gets her looking for strike 3. Great pitch there by Peyton Lusk in order to get first out of this inning, and now they'll face Hannah Miller. So we got 2 Hannah Millers, one for Chapmanville, one for Scott here this evening. There's Hannah Miller from Scott, this left fielder. Hannah Miller for Chapmanville is the center fielder. Now Miller will climb in as Lusk goes to her pitch sheet on her forearm. This one smacked into right field, giving Chase McNeely, but that's going to slice foul down the right field side. That was a
long strike.
That's what I was afraid to say. It was a long and loud strike there from Miller.
Hit well, just a little bit behind it.
And right now, Lusk has been able to get ahead with her fastball a little bit. Like you said, they've been mistiming it and fouling it off to the right a lot, or most of the balls they've hit so far have gone to the right, even the base hit to start this inning. This one's going to be low. That'll leave him the count at a ball and a strike. Again, we heard there's going to be a lot of action up here on this weekend as well, Coach, so we may be back up here on Saturday.
I won't be. I got a previous engagements.
No, you got to cancel, Coach.
I know. I really probably should, but.
That rise ball misses 2-1, and I mean that's the luxury of not having a life like myself. I mean, you just it's like, can you drop everything? Well, I don't have to drop anything. Sure, I'll be there.
No, listen. I enjoy doing it, and I like getting out of the house and doing it. But sometimes you just gotta.
Oh yeah. We all got families. This one will be fouled out of play by Miller.
It should bring the count to 2-2.
Yes, sir.
She's got a really good swing.
Yeah, again, Miller has a nice compact swing, which does lend herself to a lot of contact, so you wouldn't think that she has a lot of strikeouts at her back. Lush trying to get one here, but this one going to be hit down third. Going to be tough play. Long throw is going to be over the head of Cheney, and that's going to bring a run home. As runner takes off for third now, Miller slides in, and she'll be in safely. And it's a 1-0 lead for the Lady Skyhawks. And Brown tried to hurry that throw from third to try and get the speedy Miller. But now instead it's a run home, and now another run standing at third as Ava Sampson, the opposing pitcher, comes to the plate.
Is that right?
Again, Sampson trying to give herself a little bit extra breathing room now before she comes out in the bottom of the first, because that one misses outside. 1-0.
Only one out here in the top of the first.
Yeah, and if you're Chapmanville, that will miss low and gets away now as here comes the runner home, and standing up and scoring will be Miller. And Scott takes a 2-0 lead here in the top of the first.
And you hate when teams score on errors, right? I mean, if you're Chapmanville,
yeah.
I mean, Scott had everything they've got to spend on an error.
Yeah, because I was going to say, I don't know if they scored the first one a hit or an error, but yeah, I said it definitely seems like 2 errors this inning have helped lead to these 2 runs, as that one misses outside to Sampson. 3-0. Third base coach calls out $4.99. I don't know if Sampson's getting a code or if she's checking out at the Piggly Wiggly right now, but that'll be a ball outside for ball 4. So that'll bring up Addie Griggs, the first baseman.
Almost intentionally not giving her anything to hit. Right.
Yeah, I said Sampson's dangerous hitter, so you could tell Lusk, knows that spot's open over at first base. It'd just be better to give that to her as opposed to seeing one leave the yard.
You got Krista Wilder coming in as a designated runner, pinch runner, whatever you want to call it.
Now Lusk will deal with Addie Griggs, the first baseman. This is the 5th batter to come to the plate this inning for the Lady Skyhawks. As Lusk winds delivers. This one's going to be lifted out of play to the right. As that one will reach the road and out of play.
Somebody said that and hit a gray ZR2 2500 Chevrolet out there.
Ooh. I think we saw Kevin Jones' head just whip around. See, this is why I park almost in the next county of baseball
absolutely.
or softball. I said, if they're going to get me, they're going to have to work hard to get me. That one's fouled off by Griggs. 0-2. Yeah, I've seen plenty of cars destroyed over the last 20 years in Little League softball. It's the best one was still a Little League game we were doing on the radio over in Man, and this big old boy from Man came up. You could tell it was trouble, and there's a really nice truck parked out in center field. It wasn't really nice after that boy got a hold of one. You could see it coming, too.
Oh, yeah, and they'll do some damage for sure.
Now here comes 2-strike pitch. This one's going to be ripped foul by Griggs as Esbrand had to dive out of the way over in the batter's box.
She didn't like the coach's call, hit one at him down there.
That's the fun part of being almost in the field of play. I said, you got to keep your head on a swivel.
And I don't know, what are the base paths, 80 foot maybe? 60.
Just 60.
Wow. That ain't a lot of room, that ball coming off there that fast, is it?
This one lifted into shallow left field, charging on and making
Good
the basket
catch
is Riley Miller. Now they try and double up the runner at first. Boy, that's a long runoff there for Wilder and almost got herself doubled off. So that'll bring up Esbrand now.
And if you're Chapmanville, if you can get out of this inning only giving up 2 runs, you got to feel pretty good about. I mean, the way that it's going, everything's went Scott's way.
Yeah, again, having 2 errors on you in the inning. I'm like you. I think they'll take it at this point. Then we'll miss 1-0. It's like we said, this is a Chapmanville club that does have a good batting lineup. And they took GW right to the edge the other day, losing to them 8-6 in a strong contest. So that fastball misses inside, 2-0. Now Lusk taking a little extra time here. She'll go to the rosin bag. Beautiful afternoon, heading into early evening here.
Yeah, I was supposed to have done a game yesterday evening and got canceled due to rain, and then never did rain anymore. It was beautiful.
Oh, and that one ripped right back up the middle. Lusk gets her body in the way and knocks it down, and she's able to finish it over at first for out number 3. So despite a couple of errors, 2 runs come in for Scott, and Chapmanville will come to the plate for the first time after this as you are watching high school girls softball action on the D&D Sports Network. Welcome back, everybody, here to the Rec Center in Logan, West Virginia. Chris Kidd, Kevin Jones, J.J. Pruitt, Coach May here, and you can see some of the Scott fans making the trip up here today in order to watch their girls in action. It's Chapmanville on the other side. This Corridor G rivalry comes to the softball field for the first time this year as Sampson lines and delivers a fastball right down the pipe, 0-1. Hannah Miller, center fielder for Chapmanville, again point guard during basketball season as well. This one will be ripped foul back into the screen. Quickly Sampson gets ahead 0-2. You can see a lot of velocity on Sampson's fastball right out of the gate. You can see the corners playing in on both sides for the Lady Skyhawks as Miller's got a ton of speed if she gets the ball on the ground. That'll miss outside, 1-2. Now Sampson goes to her wrist sheet to get her next pitch. Here comes, that one's going to skip in low and miss as it gets away from Whitley Eastbrand. Count evens up at 2-2 now. Again, Miller doing a good job staying patient here. Here comes a 2-2 pitch from Sampson. That's going to miss high. So Miller has battled her way back from 0-2 down and now full count to try and see if she can reach base.
Sampson's got some speed.
Payoff pitch. This one's going to be slapped foul down the third base side. Yeah, that's what I mentioned right before you got back there, Coach, was, again, Sampson's got a lot of velocity on her fastball. So Chapmanville, you kind of want to foul some pitches off here early on if you can. Yeah. Try and get your timing down a little bit. Here comes 3-2. Once again, Miller able to foul it off as that'll get out of play to the left and over onto the adjacent softball field.
So do they just have softball? They have a baseball field up here too. Little League.
I was going to say Little League, softball. Those are the primary sports. And there's strike three looking at Sampson. Great pitch. Able to freeze Miller for the first out of the inning. So now Maddie Farley will come to the plate. As this will be her first opportunity of the afternoon. This is a big fastball swung through by Farley. Farley had a single in the loss to GW the other day. And she had a big home run in tournament play last year for Chapmanville as well, as that one fouled back, 1-1, or 0-2 I should say. I did notice that Evie Altizer not in the lineup for Chapmanville here today, so I don't know if she's dealing with an injury. But we'll try and find out as we move on throughout the afternoon. And I knew if I said it loud enough, Mary next to me would have an answer. So Mary told me, said, yes, she's got stitches in her hand, so that would be a good reason why she's not out here tonight, as there's a swing and a miss for strike three.
And that I'm not a softball guy, but even I knew that was a changeup because the bottom dropped out of it, right?
Yep. Yeah, and like you said, Sampson could have or does have a great strikeout pitch. Like I said, I haven't seen her pitch before, but again, with the fastball she's able to come with and then getting that change up right afterwards, I mean, that's a deadly combination. That rise ball miss as Zoe No Cheney in the 3 spot here today for the Lady Tigers. Yeah, not having Altizer in the lineup does hurt this Chapmanville offense. She had a 3-run home run against GW the other day, 3 RBIs in that contest, and you know, she's had quite the highlight package already this year. Again, there's one of her scoring on a run home where she jumped over the catcher as this one lifted high in the air on the infield. Coming over to his left is Beard, and she'll make the grab for out number 3. So a quick 1-2-3 inning for Sampson, and Scott will take a 2-0 lead into the top of the second. We'll be back after this as you're watching high school softball girls action here on the D&D Sports Network.
And welcome back here to Chief Logan Rec Center softball field. You get a good look inside the Skyhawk dugout. Got Darryl McCoy. What do you know the B team on the call tonight? I'll tell you right now, Darryl McCoy, we've told you to put a poll on Facebook of who the D&D faithful would rather hear, and we will